Did you ever stop to think about the structure of the sentences we use every day? We may not realize it, but the way we arrange words in a sentence follows some pretty strict rules. Today, we delve into the fascinating world of English sentence structures. Specifically, we're looking at affirmative sentences with a subject, an auxiliary verb, and a main verb, negative sentences where not is added to the auxiliary, and interrogative sentences where the auxiliary comes before the subject. Firstly, let's unpack the structure of an affirmative sentence with a subject, an auxiliary verb, and a main verb. This is one of the most common sentence structures in English. It starts with the subject. That's the person or thing doing the action. Next comes the auxiliary verb, also known as the helping verb. This verb assists the main verb to express tense, voice, mood, or aspect. Finally, the main verb arrives, showing the action or state of being. An example would be, she is running. She is the subject, is the auxiliary verb, and running is the main verb. Next, we have negative sentences. When forming a negative sentence, the word not is added to the auxiliary verb. This transforms the sentence into a negative statement. For instance, if we take our previous example and add not to the auxiliary verb, we get she is not running. Lastly, let's tackle the interrogative sentences, where the auxiliary verb comes before the subject. This structure is used to ask questions. The auxiliary verb kicks off the sentence, followed by the subject and then the main verb. An example would be, is she running? Here is the auxiliary verb that starts the sentence, she is the subject, and running is the main verb. To summarize, English sentence structures follow clear patterns. Affirmative sentences with a subject, an auxiliary verb, and a main verb follow the order of subject, auxiliary verb, then main verb. Negative sentences simply add not to the auxiliary verb. And interrogative sentences rearrange the order to auxiliary verb, subject, then main verb. Understanding these structures is key to mastering English, whether for writing, speaking, or even just understanding what's being said. So the next time you're crafting a sentence, remember, subject, auxiliary verb, main verb for an affirmative sentence, add not for a negative sentence, and switch the auxiliary and subject for a question. Happy sentence building!